What's good? Cause we just tryna get it poppin'. What's good? What's good? What's good? You know all my bitches love it when we get turned. What's good? What's good? And no, it ain't no turning down.
The Summer Walker effect. Summer Walker announced the other day that she was done touring, which was clear because she named her tour the first and the last tour. She said, I'm done with you. Like, this is not coinciding. It's not going with my social anxiety. I am literally balling up. I'm paraphrasing here, But yeah. Now, the past couple weeks, Summer Walker has been going through a lot of negative publicity in regards to her tour. Right, she was canceling concerts and nights of her tour and left and right. Not only that, but she had scheduled meet and greets that people were paying $160 in addition to $130 tickets. So people were paying $300 to $400 just to meet.
Hell no, to the no, no, no.
She got a lot of negative publicity. She wasn't hugging anyone. Summer Walker claims to be an empath. Even if they walk in the room, she feels a transfer of energy, which can be good if they're happy, or it could really be bad if they got
murder on my mind.
It can be pretty bad. So I understand. My thing is, number one is it's a job, and unfortunately everyone has to go through it, especially people who don't enjoy the job that they're doing have to go through stress. There are people, hell, that's the Popeyes people. Check on your Popeyes employees.
Don't come to Popeyes, cause these just tweaking, bro.
They are losing it right now. Popeyes is out there people getting shanked. People are getting wrestled in front of the damn parking spots. Okay, they're getting killed. These workers are getting cursed out. They're getting things thrown at them. They're getting called niggers. Nonetheless, all jobs, they come with a lot of stress. In Summer Walker's defense, I understand as an introvert, I am hugely afraid. I'm hugely afraid to do intimate performances, which is a little weird and skewed, seeing how Summer is very good at intimate performances, because if I get into a room and it's only two people there and we're right here, like me and you, I'm going to lose it. Summer Walker is saying is valid, and we have to give her that space. And she also has to take the blowback that comes with not doing the fullness of your... I'm in the middle of it.
Well, it's not about what you see.
It's something that should be expected on her end, but also as the consumers, to not put that type of pressure on people. When you're putting that pressure on someone, especially someone who claims to have social anxiety, especially to that extent, you have to allow them that time. If they don't want to do this shit, let their asses go. Don't try to pick up the pieces of what's being left off. We need to give her that space to let her find that out. So she also has to deal with the consequences, and we also have to do better at being consumers and not pressuring our celebrities. At the end of the day, they are human beings and they deserve to be treated like human beings, but it is a job. So with that being said, I understand the introvertedness. I understand the trauma that she's probably experienced in her life that led her to being this way. And that's where artist development comes through. These labels are just pushing these normal people out. Like, you put out a single, I put out a single a month ago called Say My Name.
Say my name a little louder. Call me like I'm only Rasta. Tell me like I'm only yours.
If that single was to just all of a sudden get popping, labels would be running to sign me, and instead of trying to develop me as an artist and putting me through training and everything, they'll just throw me out to the wolves. Who knows where my mental state is? They'll just, there you go, feed yourself, feed me. At the end of the day, they're making money off of you, and that's just what employers do. They don't give a damn about your mental space. So I respect and love the fact that she's taking full accountability for her mental space and her mental state and getting the help that she needs, which is quitting what she's doing. I know it's been a huge topic on like Twitter and Instagram. and other social media platforms, which is crazy because I first decided to come up with this topic literally last month in October. My reasoning for doing this was because I was going through a lot in a span of emotions. Everything that I was doing just came crashing down last month, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like I am freaking out, I am anxious, I am screaming at people that I shouldn't be screaming at, and overall you just become a hot mess, and that's what anxiety can do to you if you don't wrap it up quick. 2 years ago, I was living my best life, living a blessed life, and now I am living my head life.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay, yes, you heard it right. I said my head because that's where my thoughts are residing in, that I stay in my thoughts. And this is typical of a Virgo. I'm just gonna throw some zodiac signs in there because Virgos tend to do that. We get in our heads a lot. We're very overcritical of ourselves. And in turns, people like that are more susceptible to being anxious because we're so worried about what other people are thinking and what they think about us. And another reason why I said that you're living your head life is because you're constantly living in fear. Fear of being rejected, fear of just not belonging to something, or not belonging to the group that you want to hang out with at school, or not belonging to an industry that you really want to get in that you feel like you're being shunned from, or even just a feeling of fear of yourself, not knowing who you are, and then worried about the time, and fear of time. Lord, can I say it for the people in the back? A fear, it sounds funny, but there is a true thing as that. And the reason for that is because when you're young, like super young, like 18, between 18 and 22, you feel like, oh, time doesn't exist, the whole world is on my damn shoulder. Who are you? You're just into yourself. In fear of time, you continue and you try to rush everything. You try to rush everything into this. Please, just slow down, slow down. That's what happens. So you have to find a way to regroup. Panic attacks, and then there are anxiety attacks, and then there are disorders such as social anxiety disorder, or body dysmorphia, or there are disorders like depression. So those things can really hit hard, especially in these day and times where social media is really prevalent. And social media plays a huge role in what you think about yourself and how you feel about yourself. I care about the perceptions of others. I care about the perception of my body of work as a musician, my artistry as an artist, and this was something that had developed, it worsened over time. It did not get better. And 2 years ago, I experienced a traumatic, what I feel like was a traumatic experience. It has everything to do with anxiety that I feel today. So my third thing that I want to talk about is ways to get over when you're experiencing a panic attack. In the midst of you experiencing a panic attack or an anxiety attack, these are ways to get over it. If it's your first time, you're probably freaked out. You're probably like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm starting to black out. My hands, my palms are sweaty. I thought I was going to die. I was asking for water. In my head, I'm making like last minute requests and from God, my God, please just make sure like this is what's going on in my head. I thought I was dying. I thought I was having a heart attack, and I thought I was gonna die. I was literally, when people were talking, it started to my brain was processing people's talking, was going slow, and my eyelids, my eyes were open, but my vision became blurry, and then it started to go dark. Your first warning sign is your mood swings. It has nothing to do with PMS or any of that other good stuff, but you have uncontrollable mood swings. You have moments where you're almost floating, like you're taking a passenger seat. It's almost like Get Out. Like you have moments where you're in the back seat of your mind and you can't really control, that's when you know something is about to happen. The best thing that worked for me, it may or may not work for you. Surrender to the feeling that you're feeling, that I'm about to die feeling. Surrender to it, because the more that you try to fight it, the longer that it's going to take, the longer you'll be in that feeling. So when all the while you're and you're losing it and you feel like you're about to cry, your hands are sweaty and you're anxious, people are around you, feel like something, like you're closing in, like there are people closing in on you, and close your eyes. Shit, that's what your vision wants to do anyways, is just go black. So go ahead and surrender to it and close your eyes, relax, and say, I can do this. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. And then you'll open it back up. Your ears will stop ringing, because when you're having an anxiety attack or a panic attack, your ears will ring. It will ring so loud, and then that's when, if someone is talking, you'll start to hear mumble, and it'll be really deep, and they'll start talking slower. And that has always helped me. We went through the whole panic attacks, anxieties, the Summer Walker effect, and I kind of talked about it. And I didn't put too much detail on it because I didn't want this video would be like 45 minutes long if I put that much into it. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about the truth that comes with anxiety and how everyone does experience it. And there are those that experience a more severe version of anxiety, and there are more milder versions of anxiety. Please, if you are feeling anxious or stressed out in any type of way, to see someone, or if you don't have the funds or if you don't have the time, whatever the case may be, take time for yourself and meditate. I can do it, and we can do it together, okay? So thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.